And ever since then, I have always worked in estate management, and I've worked for, some of the world's most famous people, and I've, worked for the ultra high net worth, and I just love it. It's in my blood. I love doing it. And I tell people, if you're looking for the cheapest, I advise against that. At the same time, we don't want you to get gouged, so let's really look at what the work needs to be done and who's the best fit for this client and project. That's usually what I do.
I mean, that's such a valuable asset. Everybody needs a Beth. Today on the Retzi podcast, we have Beth Henkleman with A-List Luxury Estate Management. Beth is an amazing resource. Beth goes into her history all the way to how nowadays she deals with some of the high net worth and ultra high net worth clients and really provides a service that's so unique. Us as real estate agents, we understand that we're the be-all, end-all for a lot of our clients, but Beth provides an amazing service for her clients, and she digs in deep what the high net worth and ultra high net worth people out there need. So I'm excited for you to tune in.
Welcome to the Retzi podcast. Today we're sitting down with Beth Henkleman from A-List Luxury Estate Management. Beth.
Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me. I'm excited to be here.
Well, we appreciate your time.
You bet.
So we always like to start with, typically we're interviewing agents, and it's what do you do before real estate? So what did you do before luxury estate management?
Well, that's a good question. Back in the 80s, I married a builder, and we started out right from day one in waterfront development and $1 million homes back then.
Awesome.
So I learned how to, obviously do financing and, do the budgets. And I also did the interior design back then.
Oh, cool.
And so, and I sold one of them on my own. And I just kind of learned the business from the ground up. Unfortunately, my husband and I parted ways, and then I was wondering, what am I going to do with the rest of my life? I know this industry so well, but I don't want to own a construction company. So I was reading an article in the Seattle Times, and they talked about estate management. And it was just everything I already knew how to do. And I thought, I can do that. So I reached out to an agency. And a lot of time, that's how you get hired to work for the ultra high net worth, is they use agencies. And I reached out to an agency in Seattle and said, I would like to do this. I know I can do this. 30 days later, I'm sitting, working for a principal down of all places, Salem, Oregon. And he was an ultra high net worth individual, very interesting. And I was with them for 11 years. And ever since then, I have always worked in estate management, and I've worked for, some of the world's most famous people. And I've, worked for the ultra high net worth, and I just love it. It's in my blood. I love doing it.
So maybe explain to everyone who doesn't know what estate management is, what it entails.
Sure. Well, I like to say it's the personal service side of like a property management company. And what that means is a homeowner will hire me to personally manage their home, maybe other properties, vacation properties, jets, their luxury cars, maybe their boat, all those type of things. And besides doing that, then they also have me doing the budgets for all of that, managing the vendors, maybe staff, maybe I have to train staff. Then there's the personal side of, like your events and lifestyle luxury management. I do that. Then I'm also responsible for the assets as far as inventory, making sure that we have enough insurance on things. And so you add all that up, and that's pretty much what an estate manager does. It's just a little more on the personal side. We're working one-on-one with either the family office or the actual principal themselves.
I remember one time you told me, it's like one time you had a client and it's like you had the jet ready to go, you had gifts wrapped,
yes.
He told you exactly what he wanted to
yes.
get. On the one he didn't know, you just nailed it. And
yes.
On the plane, types of meals are ready to go. And it's
absolutely.
Just like, That's a low level of living I could get used.
It is an amazing service. It really is, because you know them so well, and you know what's coming up in their life. I look ahead and I'll say, okay, I see they're going to take the jet out. Where are they going? Who are they going to see? Oh, Christmas is coming. Did you have time to wrap your gifts? You're going back east to see your family back there. No, I did not. I don't have a clue. Let me call and find out what everybody wants. Buy it, wrap it, get it on the jet. Oh, your meals. I know you want kosher, or I know you like this kind of wine. And you get everything set up. So when they get out of their car on the tarmac, the pilots pick up the luggage and they, load it. They go up the stairs and it's all done. It's all just ready for them. It's seamless. I guess that's what I try to do, is I accomplish, making it seamless for them. And they don't have to think about the things that are not as important maybe as, their business or what they've got going on today, or family, or whatever.
I feel like a lot of driven business people, they kind of have like the blinders on, and they're so focused, and it's just like you'll just, essentially you can forget about stuff, and like having somebody organized that helps get stuff done. That's such a valuable asset. Everybody needs a Beth.
Yeah, it's funny. My friends say that. That is exactly what they say. Everyone needs a Beth, and I like to believe that I provide that service. Yeah. And most people tell me that they get back their time because they have me, and that's and they can afford to to pay for services. And it's not just from me. I also make sure that anybody that works with them also knows their style, what they're looking for. Vendors, all my vendors that I work with, they're just try and true, and they know exactly what needs to be done at what level, because again, we're trying to elevate their experience in their world, and whether it's maintaining their home, your lifestyle, your pets, that's another one. There's just all this.
You manage construction projects or remodels for clients?
Yes, I do.
That service alone, just dealing with people showing up, not showing up, and contractors with crazy questions or requests, and it's like
warranty issues afterwards. I handle all of that. Wow. And I know how to. It's one of my strongest assets, I think, is I know how to negotiate both in contracts and warranty afterwards, because sometimes people try to say, well, that's not really a warranty issue, that's a maintenance issue, and you have to go back and go, no, I know better, and this is really what it is.
Well, that, and it's like you're looking out for your clients, because a lot of people, we call it kind of a luxury tax in our neighborhoods. You can take a roofer from Glendale and bring them out to Paradise Valley for the same amount of tiles, squares, labor, and same install crew. The price can be $20,000 more, just because of the geographic location.
Correct.
And theoretically it makes no sense, because the roofing crew lives right over there, in Glendale, Peoria, or whatever. They're making all that trip, but that said, it's like you can't really justify the tax they do. So it's like if you're looking out for those clients, because if somebody finds out somebody's ultra high net worth, they're going to bid on the higher side.
Absolutely.
Sorry, they're human beings, right? But for you to go and say, hey, all right, this is the scope, this is what we paid in the past, this is what we know, and this is where your bid is.
Yes, and what I typically do is I try to use my team, and I have numbers of roofers that I believe that do the best job, and I don't like to go out for bids or anything like that. I tell my clients, and especially those that live in Paradise Valley, north end of Scottsdale, Carefree, Cave Creek, wherever, you aren't looking for the cheapest. You are looking for somebody that is going to do the job, that's going to, warranty their work. They deserve to get paid well because they are good at what they do, but you don't deserve to be gouged. And that's where I walk the fine line. I always pay attention to where, prices are in everything. And I try to, they all know that I know. And so we just keep everything real and honest and transparent. And I tell people, if you're looking for the cheapest, I advise against that. At the same time, we don't want you to get gouged. So let's really look at what the work needs to be done and who's the best fit for this client and project. That's usually what I do.
Yeah. I find that it's like on a lot of projects, you don't have to include an address or client name. You're like, this is the work I need done, and that office we're building on 44th Street, I got kind of a funny story. So, I want to put in the cool long linear vents, that are, you've seen all the cool modern buildings.
Yeah.
And they'd spec square ones in the basement. And I'm like, okay, well, let's just upgrade them to at least like the nice ones that are integrated in and don't look like track home vents, essentially.
Sure.
And we counted them, it was 13 of them. And they're like, yeah, it's just a $10,000 change order. I was like,
what?
So then I'm like,
$800 a piece?
So my builder, I'm like, are they serious? Or are you messing with me? It's not
Right.
April 1st.
Right.
More like June 1st.
Right.
So he's like, let me go back to him. And then I sent him the link from Amazon for the vents that I want. They're $60 each.
There
So,
you go.
Tell them I'll buy the vents if they'll
You
just
install them.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. And that's essentially
What's
what
funny is they backtrack. They're like, oh, well, the housing that the linear vents go in are $140 each.
Of course
I'm
they
like,
are.
So that's $1,400.
Yeah.
Where did the other?
where'd the other money play into this? Yeah.
It's kind of like the secret to building. It's like your initial bids are out of the gate. The second you change something is when the vendor
Yes.
tries to take advantage of you.
Yes, that's where they try to make up ground. Yeah.
Yeah. But I can only imagine what you deal with and some of the situations. So I'm going to go off script and ask you, what was, you don't have to name names and all that stuff. What do you think the biggest problem is you solved for a client?
Currently, I have been working on a warranty issues with a major national builder. And it, like I described it to the client, it is like trying to take 4, strands of Christmas tree, lights that are intertwined for years and years and years, and now you're trying to undo one strand at a time. And my challenge has been, the poor homeowner signed some things that they shouldn't have signed. Mm-hmm. And I've had to go back to the national builder going, no, I know better and you know better. So I have gotten a lot of things that they didn't think was going to be possible because of my experience. But it has been an absolute challenge because you always want to maintain professionalism, and you're trying to, not get frustrated with, these individuals, but they know what they're doing, and know that you know what they're doing. And I'm trying to protect the homeowner who's caught in the middle, and this is a brand new house, and it's a shame. And so that has been one challenge for me. Another one that comes to mind is a seawall I did down in Capitola. And
Capitola?
Capitola, California. That's and it was this beautiful house, and of course it had a seawall that had to be redone. I was working with the contractor and the city of Capitola, and then also working with my favorite, the CCC, California Coastal Commission. And this, before I came on with this principle, it was 10 and a half years in the making of trying to get this project through. I got involved, and it took me a little bit over a year, and I got it completely done. And
wow!
And so that one I was like, yes, that was massively huge in the sense of working with government agencies and then the city and people that really didn't. I don't know why, but they didn't want the seawall to be repaired. And this thing was massive, and working with the contractor, and just by staying on it and talking to everybody. And again, it's all about good communication. And people, what you see is what you get with me. I'm very transparent. And so I would just, what is it that, city of Capitola, what do you want? What does everybody want? And let's make sure everybody gets what they need to do this project. And it worked. And everybody, the wall got done. And
2 government regulatory bodies in California.
Which
we all
California.
Know, that's been our latest call of some of the homes that have burned down. I mean, just horrible stories, but they're just the red tape to get a home rebuilt and the gouging and the contractors.
Yes.
And it's just it's a natural progression. And we thought that would happen way quicker than it is, but I think we're starting to see that. Could be why we're having such a strong late selling season in Arizona.
Yeah, it could be.
Spoken to 2 of those buyers this week that have called on properties, and it was the second showing on 57th there. They're on Joe Cocky. They're we're not rebuilding. We're just going to move to Arizona. So, and we're seeing more and more of that. So.
Yeah, I actually had a client, because of the California Coastal Commission, their house burnt down, and they were on year 15 trying to just put back what they had, and they finally just sold the property. And they moved up north to the Seattle area and just said, I'm not doing this. So it is challenging to work with agencies and to establish a relationship very quickly, and then for everyone to be on the same page as the goals for the client. And you're trying to think too, how do I keep the costs down? How do I, not get attorneys involved? How do I, the construction company is on the dime. So you're trying to get, things rolling pretty fast.
Yeah.
And I was happy with that.
Well, I can imagine a project like that, thinking of the principal as probably a high-powered business owner or something like that.
Very much so.
Like, I could see, working with a government agency, hey, there's a deadline for this. I could very easily see that. I'm thinking of you.
Yeah, I'm
thinking of Chris.
I'm
I could very easily see them get frustrated and not have time for it and just kind of, So having somebody like you to be able to...
You don't have somebody to delegate it to. It doesn't get done.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, and you have to remember, too, for them, it's personal. This is a house that they own. They don't want falling into the bay.
Yeah.
And they don't understand, why can't I just redo it like it's already there? It's not like we're asking for something new.
Yeah.
We're actually improving it so that the house will be there 25, 30 years from now, because, California always erodes. And it's amazing how people will fight you, and they're frustrated. But putting someone like me in there to represent them, it's not my house. I'm not emotional. I'm going to talk facts. I'm going to talk about let's get this done, and we've met all your requirements, and now how do we all work together, to complete this? And it works wonders for people that are just. I've had a number of people just say, I'm frustrated. I don't know how to get past this.
Yeah.
So you deal with a lot of high net worth and ultra high net worth clients and everything. Arizona's usually a home for them for 1 month or 3 months or maybe just the winter. Mm-hmm. Where do you find most of them live outside Arizona? I'm always kind of curious because we spend a lot of money on advertising our higher priced properties to those clienteles, and there's certain cities, but I'm curious to see where do they live when it's 110 degrees in Arizona?
Seattle,
yep.
I've had a lot of people from Chicago.
Yep.
California, Florida. And I do have a couple clients that have, homes in Florida that they run back and forth. But primarily, I don't have anybody from New York. I thought I would have more New York people because I hear from some of my vendors that,
I think they're starting to leak in.
Yeah, I think so too. I think their first choice is Florida, because of the tax and being on the East Coast.
Yeah.
And but California, Seattle, Chicago is primarily where I find a lot of people come from those areas to live here.
What do I say? Cook County, Oregon, Seattle, Washington, and anywhere in California.
Yeah, anywhere in California.
Even in Texas and Austin. Because their taxes have gone up a lot. The property taxes on homes have too. So we're a stronger market when it comes to taxes, when it comes to property taxes specifically. It's just Arizona's a bargain.
It really is.
It's so weird to show somebody a $7 million house and this would be $17 million where I'm coming from.
Right.
And the property taxes would be
outrageous.
10x.
Yeah.
Yes.
Property taxes there in Cali would be more than the house payment here.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah. And it's not changing. It's going to get more and more expensive. And now, with them trying to implement the billionaires tax and stuff, I'm sure you have some clients that have some deep conversations about that. And,
absolutely.
And then it's once they start taxing the billionaires, where are they going to stop?
No, they're not.
To the point where
they're not.
Because I know a few high net worth people that are moving.
Absolutely.
It may not be to Arizona, but they're getting out of California.
Absolutely.
So, yeah.
One of my principals in the past saw this coming, and so he left. And before it all started, but he said the same thing. I'm out. I'm not paying this. And then you look at, what you have to pay over $1.5 million just to sell your house. And then the millionaire billionaire tax on top of that. And it's just, that's crazy money.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And Arizona's a much better bargain. So far, yet.
Even the people that can easily afford it, they just feel it's unfair.
Oh, absolutely.
So,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So your average client, how many homes do they own?
It can go anywhere from average, I'd say 3 up to, I did 7 at one time.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now, will you go to like Seattle and help them with stuff? I mean,
Absolutely.
obviously California.
Anywhere. Well, see, it depends. Like if I was a director of properties for one principal, and that made me have to go to all the different homes, periodically, within a quarter, you have to visit everybody home and see what, needs to be done. You evaluate, or if you have people there, you have to evaluate their work. Where are we on the maintenance schedules? And then I was doing a houseboat at that time, so I had an extra item to take care of. And
Where was
also,
the houseboat?
Houseboat was in California.
Oh.
And forgetting the lake now, but it was on a lake in Northern California.
Okay.
And so you'd have to fly in and, I'd get pictures and videos sent, but you got to go check the work.
Yeah.
Again, great guy that I worked with and very trustworthy, and it all worked out great. But
is that like, I'm sending a jet for you, what would you like for lunch, and come to California? Or is it more like you got to fly there
now,
separately?
sometimes if the jet is going,
Yeah.
you go with the jet and it goes into, the area you need to get off at.
I'm a strong believer in that.
Sometimes you have to take, commercial and you fly in. And it just depends on what's economic. You got to think of the client first. What's economical, or the principal, whoever, if you're working for them.
Yeah. Yeah, the pattern in which wealth is, where it is and where it's moving from. I mean, I have a group of friends, so Peter, that whole group from Morgan Stanley that moved here. They came from like Mercer Island and Cali, and it's just weird. It's like they'll buy houses in Montana and Arizona, right? And when Arizona's hot, they'll go up to Montana, and that seems to be kind of a common trend. A few of our partners have bought homes up in Montana.
Yeah, that's true.
I know one of our partners, Julie, sends me a new home every week that's on a river and 6 acres, and like, not there yet, but someday soon.
I actually managed a home up in Montana.
Oh, nice.
And,
what part?
Just outside of Yellowstone, up in up in what I want to say like Whitefish area.
Yeah. That whole area. I mean, we've done multiple trips up there, and we have ambitions of opening a RETSI office up there, and kind of already have it in the process. But and what I'm learning from Julie and from our agents up there is just it's the Wild West. I mean, it's like to build a house, like you go in, you get your permit, you stick literally a 4x4 in the ground, you run electrical to it, you run your water there. They sign off on it, and then the next inspection is when the house is built. So, like, you have to trust the builder. You have to know they do quality, that they're not cutting corners. Because, like, in the city of Phoenix, it's like, I'm going to make up a number, but I'm probably not wrong. There's like 15 or 20 inspections throughout the build process, right? So, like, when your pad is done, they have to come out and look at it, right? Or then when you dig your footers, they have to come in and look and make sure the rebar is placed correctly. It's kind of like almost impossible to sneak anything past the city of Phoenix during the build. Because God forbid you miss an inspection. It's like you better have crazy good photos or you're tearing those footers or those walls out.
That is correct, yeah.
Yeah, and but to go to a place, Montana, where it's just like, okay, power box set up, you're sitting ready to roll. We'll see you in 8 months, we'll have the house done. It was eye-opening to me. And a lot of these homes I'm seeing, they're beautiful, and I have nothing negative to say against the builders that I know up there. But there's no policing there. So it's just a different world.
Yeah, back in the 80s, it was the same way. I mean, if you had something that you weren't quite done with, but you had to call the inspection for, scheduling purposes, you just leave a bottle of Jack Daniels by the hole or whatever, and it passed. But it just that's back then, and it was the Wild West back then, up in the the Tacoma, Seattle, Gig Harbor area. That was way back. Way in the day.
Right,
yeah, way back in the day. I'm sure that is not even the case today, but that's what it reminds me.
I'd like to try that sometime. Oh gosh, I can think of some things where it's like just nitpicky items where it's just like, the second you leave, we're going to install this light above the bed.
Well, it's just like if you've ever put a pool in the backyard, they have this alarm they have you put on your door that goes to the pool. Yeah. And she, the inspector comes in, and we just had ours done, a couple of years ago, and she looked at me and she goes, "It's okay. I know you're going to take this off the second I leave because it's obnoxious, And she said, "But I think everybody does that."
Well, there's a pool company now that it's like you can get a whole pool fence installed netted that installs that are really nice, and they're like, I don't know, $6,000-$7,000 depending on the size of the pool. And then there's a company that comes out that just drives stakes in the ground, throws up these janky reused pool fences. And the irony is they're like $4,000, but if you know you don't need a pool fence, you go with the jankety one so you can pass the inspection. And the second you get your CFO, you just take it down, landscape it, set it, ready, and then Matthew's like, heads like,
That's how I am. I'm hearing that, and I'm like,
we have a pool barrier regulation addendum that covers our ass.
Right. You have to have one of those.
But it's just amazing because I'm like looking at this. I'm like, it took them like an hour to set up. We're gonna have it up for 3 weeks, and they charged us $4,000 to $5,000. $4,000 to $5,000. I'm like, genius business idea. Like the temporary fencing pool company, but it passes City of Phoenix every time.
That is so crazy.
Yeah, because they don't allow you to do door alarms in the City of Phoenix. That's a Scottsdale thing. And
that's
TV
funny
thing. Yeah.
because I live just
Unless
over the
it's a
border.
remodel,
Yeah. Well, I just did we did a new build, and but ours was 2 years ago. They still made us put one in. And so, they're obnoxious. No one's, and we have a really nice fence around ours and everything. But I just thought, well, I wonder how long this is going to be until they say, absolutely not. Now we're going to make sure every year that you re-update your permit or that we come out and check. I just wonder because there's so many pools and stuff, but maybe not.
One of my clients got one of those floating alarms in the pool. So
those are cool.
And it's so weird. It's like a bird can land in the pool and take off, or leaves and all that stuff. But the second something over like 10 pounds goes in the pool, it just knows. Yeah. And not only that, but I think it's got like some sort of sensors, and then it feels the motion. Alarm goes off in the house. I'm like, that client put up a pool fence. Door locks at the top and bottom, and had that thing in the pool. It wasn't like one or the other, but it's pretty amazing the technology they have now.
They have the security systems now where if somebody's head goes under and it goes over for more than 2 minutes, alarms go off.
Yeah.
And they start calling even to your phone, and it's pretty high tech stuff.
Yeah.
I'd imagine that he has small kids.
That's probably it. Yeah.
Small kids and a lot of money. But no, we're seeing more in these regulations. It's getting stricter and stricter on specific things. But I think as much of a pain it is as it is, it's really good. Like we have a mutual friend, Jay, who built his first house by himself by calling the city inspector that comes out to inspect. He's like, okay, well, what's our next inspection? What are you looking to see? And what kind of wire? And what gauge are you looking for? And the city inspector helped him build this house.
Wow.
And he got a full education on building.
That's incredible.
I was griping about a city inspector, and she's like, I love these guys. They're awesome. They pick up the phone, and literally step by step, they helped him GC his own project, essentially.
Absolutely.
So,
I look at that's
positives to it.
There is. And your whole goal should be partnering with the individuals that you're working on the project with, and looking for ways to, like they said, what are they looking for? You want to bring that to them so that you can get your project through.
When we did the addition on our house, I think his name was Kevin, came out, and I'm like thinking, all right, this is not going to be good. This guy wants to meet with us before we even started. And because we called in for the first inspection after we demoed the area. And he's like, no, I just wanted to come in and sit down with you guys and look at your plans and just show you where, there could be some problems. And he's like circling Samson's strong ties and telling us, he's like, so what I want you to do is take this copy that I marked all up in red, like all my inspectors know that's my writing and everything, and let them know, like, I agreed with everything here and the stuff to look out for, and make sure your contractor knows that. So we went and took copies and how he built it and paid special attention to the red marks on the plans for what he needs to do. And it was probably the smoothest. We got the 700 square foot addition done in 6 months.
Nice. Very nice.
City of Phoenix, great to work with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've had no
horrible
problems.
at approving plans, though. Especially your commercial division is embarrassingly slow. But once you get those permits, they're awesome.
Oh, it's awesome. Yeah. Then it goes quick. And then as long as your builder has got the schedule all lined up and it just goes like clockwork, it's amazing. Yeah. It's amazing.
Yeah, we had that one project where it's like a year goes by because we're waiting on them, waiting on notes, wait on revisions, waiting on red lines.
Oh, yeah.
And then it's like the time passed for the permit to pass. So they're like, well, you're expired. And we're like, we're expired because of you guys.
Right.
So my guy went into the city on Jefferson Street and basically made a big fuss. And like, okay, I guess it is our fault, so we'll give you an extra 6 months. I'm like, we don't want 6 months. We want you to prove it now.
Right? Yeah. We don't want additional time.
I'm like, just thanks for the favor. You guys took a year. No, that was a shocker because this is an RO property converted to, or residential office property on 44th Street converted into an office. And I mean, it's just so much regulation, red ties, and it's like they wouldn't give you the notes. Like you get the notes, you make the revision, you give it back to them, and then they find a whole new set of things.
Yes.
It's like, all right, let's go all the way to page 35, and then give us your notes. They'd stop at like page 2 and send you notes, and then like you send it in, and you're just burning months and months.
Yes.
So there's got to be a better way to do that.
Yes.
They need a path down at the city. So.
Yeah, they really do. I know. I've experienced that frustration myself. So.
Yeah.
So you're based here?
Yes, I am.
And then you just kind of travel as needed to do
Yes,
those
I
site
like to
visits?
stay. My clientele is mostly Paradise Valley, North Scottsdale, Cave Creek, Carefree, and so and the the Desert Hills area. So I've got a couple clients there, and so I try to stay in that corridor. That seems to be, best for traveling, and where the majority of my clients are. Yeah.
So I'm thinking, okay, it's June, what is it, June 4th?
Yes.
So is this your busy season?
Not necessarily.
Because everybody's going.
Yes. I mean, people will ask you to watch their house.
Yeah.
But, I also do the personal side of everything. So, I do lifestyle management and event management. And when people are gone, that seems to, stop, obviously.
Yeah.
And so you have to wait till everybody comes back before you start that up again.
So this is the season where it's checking on things.
Yes.
If they wanted a renovation, I imagine they planned it for the summer when they're not going to be here.
Correct. Yes.
So those kind of projects.
Yes. I do have a lot of those going on.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I can imagine.
Yeah.
So Seawall was a major project.
Major.
Any crazy, ridiculous requests where it's just like, it would just blow our minds? Like,
Oh, yes. Yes.
spill it.
Oh, we had it. Yeah. Well, it wasn't the homeowners as much as it was the neighbors around the project. They wanted the seawall to be painted so that it would blend in, and it wouldn't be distracting from the water side. You wouldn't be able to really see it. And the first day that the construction company started, they had to go over the top of the seawall, and they had to take ropes down to the beach because of the tides and everything. And also on one side of us was a park department. It was a park that was open to the city of Capitola, and they were funny about letting us use their roads and stuff. That was a whole nother negotiation that had to happen. So the first day, the construction company, their 5 guys go over the top, and they're down, with ropes. And obviously, if you were to watch, you would know, what it was all about. And the police got called, and here they come. They're, there's men with ropes over the side of the side of the cliff, and we don't know what they're doing. And it looks like they're taking things from the house. And it was like, no. And even though, there's signs up about the project, and a number, people knew what we were doing. Yeah. It's just, but you get craziness. It's just, it comes with the territory. And so, so you get through that, and you talk to the neighbors, and, they were also, there was a set of condominiums on the end. They also had a seawall. And when I had spoken to them, I said, hey, I'm going to be doing this project. If you want to piggyback and share some of the expenses, and, that would make sense. Yeah. And they were like, no, we're good. And then we got our permit through, and we're starting. And they went to the city and said, we're with them. So we... And so it was going to stop my project. I'm like, nope, no, we are not with them. They are on their own now. And so those are the challenges you get from people, trying to take shortcuts, or they figured out you knew how to do it. So now they're just going to okay, I'm with her. So
yeah.
Do you remember that build on Elm we had?
Oh yeah.
Do you remember that neighbor?
Yep.
I think we even had to get the attorneys involved, but a long story short, it's like we had an abandoned alley in the back, and there was this weird fence that was like this T shape, and part of it was on the neighbor's property. And we wanted to do the right thing and finish the block wall, make it nice. And we went over there, offered to pay for it. He's like, no. And he's being really salty to our builder, and just over there, yelling at the workers. And it's like, I mean, in Phoenix, you can start at 6 a.m. You can start working. So anyways, I'm thinking, God, I don't want to piss this neighbor off, because we need to sell this house when it's done. So I'm like, go over there and talk with the neighbor, put me on speaker, let's figure this out. And I just flat out asked him, like, look, I think we're doing the best thing for you, our house, the neighborhood, finishing this area. Illegally, we have to have it fenced off because we're putting in a pool. Oh, you're putting in a pool? And I'm like, what do you want? Like, I don't understand what you want. He's like, I'll tell you what. I'll let you do the fence. I'll let you do all this stuff, but I need you to pour me a 10 by 24 slab because I want to put in a shed. Can you guys do the shed? I was like,
yeah.
like,
I had
so
something similar.
This is textbook extortion.
Exactly.
And sometimes you just pay the speeding ticket.
You do.
Yeah.
You do.
It would have been way more expensive going through attorneys and fighting with this guy to try to do the right thing than we poured him a slab, essentially, on our dime. So
we had to take down somebody's shed in order to have the construction company for that, seawall to be able to park their equipment. And they're like, well, you want that? I want you to take down this, it was like a parking pole, type of, building without walls or anything. You just park your car. And they're like, well, it needs to come down and we don't want to pay for it. So I guess you get to pay for it.
I remember the builder. Like he had him sign a liability release. We added a verbiage on there that if we hear a peep out of you, you're going to have to pay for the slab and we'll lien your house. Yeah. Okay. Didn't hear another peep out of him. Smooth as sail after that. So
that's good.
But the reality is, it's like you have people in neighborhoods. I have one specifically. He grew up in the house in the 50s, moved away for college, came back when his parents passed, has lived in the house since, just does not want to see the neighborhood change. Is pissed off that his property values are going up because that just affects his taxes. And then you have the exact opposite. Like I ran into 3 of our agents this morning at the Henry, and they're like, oh, congrats on the Rose closing, and like values are going up, and like it's just like you have the two opposite sides of the spectrum. But like to be a homeowner and delegate it to you, and you get to deal with all that, that's priceless.
Thank you. I believe I bring lots of value in that way because I do have the patience. I've learned through the years. And also managing people and working with, different communication styles, that your best bet is to try to get on the same page as quickly as possible to avoid any kind of, misunderstandings, frustrations, somebody lashing out at you because they're angry. And you meet all sorts of types of individuals in this particular realm. And I just try to work with every one of them and do my best, because at the end of the day, when the project gets done and you can turn around and look at it, it's Miller time. You're just, it was successful, and it's another successful project.
Yeah. That's what it's all about.
That's what it is.
So do you have different tiers of clients you work in and like different ranges? I won't ask you what you charge. I don't think that's fair to ask. But like, if somebody sees this podcast and they're considering, having a home concierge that like specializes in the ultra high net worth luxury clientele, do you have different levels in which you work? A certain number of clients you take on? And
I do. I never take more than I can handle because I always want to protect my reputation and my working style. I charge an hourly fee. And let me back up a little bit. I'm what they call a fractional estate manager. And fractional, you're going to see more and more of. I'm kind of on, the newer end of estate management. Most of the time, if somebody needs somebody 40 hours a week, they'll go to an agency and say, hire me a full-time person. Yeah. But, there's a lot of people that just say, I really don't want to deal with that. I don't want somebody in my house 40 hours a week. I don't want to manage them. I just want somebody 10 hours a week, or just for this project. I don't want to do this kitchen remodel. And so people will call me, and I'll come over and evaluate what do you have, and then depending on how much it is, as far as what type of scope of project is, I can do an hourly rate, and if it's more advantageous to the client, I'll do a percentage, of the project because it's going to take so much of my time or whatever, and yet it makes it fair. Yeah. And as in real estate, the idea is a good deal is where it's fair on both sides. Yep. And so that's why I look at the project and what I'm going to be doing and what is the best deal for both of us.
Yeah. It makes a lot of sense. Like you hear fractional CTOs, and a lot of companies are growing, but they can't afford to take somebody on full time. But that makes a ton of sense. I know. So we go on a ski trip to Truckee for the last few years, and my friend who has their house in Truckee, he has this management service he raves about, right? And I think they charge them like $3,000 a month, and they check on the house like twice a month. They'll run the toilets, so if sewer gases come up, and they'll, anything that doesn't make sense or they need to call a bug guy out, they'll do that. What was kind of cool is like he's like, "What do you guys want to eat?" and this and that. Or what are you into? I'm like, "I'll eat anything." And then like any dietary restrictions, and he's on their app. And he's just filling it all in. And then we show up, and there's like a charcuterie on the counter, wine chilled in the fridge, like the good bagels with everything on it. I was like, can I get bagel, eggs, and bacon? I'll make bagel sandwiches in the morning. Yeah. And they just had it all set and ready there. And I'm like, this is awesome. I mean, the closest grocery store in Truckee is like 20, 30 minutes. So it's like, it was really cool. But he's like, they crush it up here. They essentially have 1,000 homes that they manage. I started doing the math in my head. I'm like, wow, that's great. Like
exactly.
And it's a service that he wishes he had here. He's like, wish I could just pay a monthly fee, have somebody come over and take care of all the maintenance and everything. So,
well, you can. That's exactly what I do.
How many clients do you want to take on? We already have you in Connect as like only taking on a certain number of clients, but
well, I can grow my team, and that's the beautiful part is I can grow my team. I am very particular. People have to have background checks. You can't have speeding tickets. You can't. I mean, I'm extremely particular, and I can grow my team. I have people to grow my team, and so if I find that it's advantageous and it helps, companies like yourself, I'm more than happy to do that. I depend on myself because, as the old saying is, you better than anybody else, and I can trust that the doors are locked, the windows are locked, that everything's done exactly how the client wants it before I leave. And I provide the same services. It's funny you say that because sometimes when I've worked with clients that are athletes, you have to work with either their trainer or you have to work with their dietitian, and you'll figure out what they need to eat. Sometimes some of these NFL players, they have to eat spaghetti at midnight, and they have to have all these things in the refrigerator already, and you help figure that out. And you get that in the refrigerator. You help, if there's a new client that comes into town, let's say they aren't buying, but they're going to rent, but they need to help. Their wife is like, I'm overwhelmed. You help them enroll their kids in school. I mean, just things. You take it one step farther and you elevate the experience so that it makes their life easier so they can focus on what they do best, which is trying to win, go to the Super Bowl in the case of the NFL, And so those are the types of things that I provide as well, and experiences, because you're trying to make it where the client gets their time back for the things that they really love and want to do. Yeah, and that's important to them.
Yeah. Well, it's the most valuable asset, right?
It is. It is.
Everyone has a finite amount.
Well, it's like, you can either try to take it all on and fail miserably or delegate. And the reality is like, these are business executives that have had success in their life because they've trusted people, delegated, and know what their highest and best use of time is. And it just makes complete sense to me. So.
Yeah. Well, that's my goal as, a company is to, take on those things off your plate and allow you to focus on other things.
So on Retzi Connect, this is our platform that our agents work off of. It's kind of like our Facebook/vendor database. It's all trained on AI, so you can just ask the Retzi AI who does luxury home concierge services in Paradise Valley, right? Mm-hmm. And your name comes up, of course, because Bradley added you to our system.
That's nice.
But that said, it's like, people are always looking for really good vendors.
Yes.
And what I'm finding, or where was I going with this? So what I'm finding is the agents kind of become your job until they can find somebody like you. Like our clients will just text us out of the blue, like somebody texted me, he's like, hey, do you have somebody where I can get Masters tickets? And I was like, huh? So I'm like, I actually do, but I'm like, just such odd
I'm not your concierge.
Yeah, or like, the little stuff, like we have a house closing and he doesn't like the outlet covers, so we're having them taken off and sprayed to match the backsplash or whatever.
Okay, yeah.
And like little things like that where it's just like you don't want to have to take more effort to show them how to do it or get it done through somebody else, that you just take care of it. So a lot of agents, they kind of own that role. So we all share vendors and help with all that stuff. But what's your ideal clientele? Like if you're talking to the RETSI agents who work with a lot of high net worth people, highest average sale price in Arizona, quality over quantity, very high standards like what you hold for yourself. Like what's your clientele for a client if somebody was asking?
I look for high net worth or ultra high net worth individuals that are wanting to delegate those, specific tasks to someone. I want someone with a good communication skills so that we can, whether I text them or email them or we figure out what the communication style is like. I like somebody that is responsible, because as much as I represent the homeowner, when I hire a vendor that's on my team, I also make sure they get paid. So I like somebody, I want to make sure that, this person who's done the work is getting paid, and that, this person I'm working for likes to pay. And you know what I mean? After the service has been done. So I really look for those individuals that are respectable in business. They understand, good service, good, they understand the importance of communication and making sure they're fair, to other individuals. And this sounds silly, but this is the other thing I look for. Most ultra high net worth individuals that I work for will say hello to vendors on the property. And I know that you're like, what does that have to do with anything? I never like an uppity attitude. I always like people that are real, that keep it real, that are, that just know that these people are valuable because they're fixing a roof and I can't fix one. And, most people can't. And so I like it.
It's a pretty skilled trade, too.
It is. And I like people that treat other people with respect, including myself, and because you're going to be treated with respect. And so I look for those type of values when I work for somebody. I'm not taking quantity.
You probably had to fire at least 3 or 4 clients over the years.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I've had to say this isn't going to work because this is not my working style, and and I don't like people that are yellers or yell at, or it just isn't my working style. And so I take quality over quantity any day. Yep. And I'm very picky, and I'm nice about it. But if I see something that just isn't going to work, I will either replace myself or recommend them to somebody else. But I'm pretty transparent. I'm going to tell you that this isn't what I'm looking for, because I've worked for some of the some people you've seen in the news, and they're gracious people that just say hello and they say thank you, and they pay on time, and that's what it's all about.
Yeah.
So that's...
And how to scale your business with clients and everything.
Yes, I do.
Such an important conversation. I had a coffee this morning with a great builder. And, they want to learn more about RETSI. I kind of wanted to learn a little bit more about them. And we had this interesting conversation of quality over quantity. Because whenever brokerages come up, they name the other brokerages, and they're like, everything comes up very, very diluted. What do you guys do differently? And it's just like, we are selective who we take in. We give them such amazing support so that at the end of the year, when they look at how much they paid into our company, was it worth it?
Yes.
There's a very fair split. So, and I'm like, let me put it in perspective for you, right? How many projects do you have going? He's like, 16. I'm like, between 8 and 30 million, right? Mm-hmm. How many project managers do you have? He's like, 8. I'm like, okay. Now, imagine overnight you bought another building company that had 55 projects going, right? And you still retained your 8 people. What do you think would happen with the quality of your product?
Exactly.
He's like, all my clients would fire me. Mm-hmm. He's like, you have to have these standards for every single house. And I'm like, that's exactly what we built. That's what you're building, and this is why we aligned together.
Yes.
So
yes, and alignment's important.
Yeah. It was a very productive lunch. It's the first time I've had a builder reach out to me.
How nice.
Usually we chase them.
Right? That's nice.
Yeah. No, but they've grown amazingly, and they've done such a great job and everything. So, okay, so we're getting close on time. Any more Matthew questions?
No, but I do want to, excuse me. I do want to ask, how do people get in touch with you after the podcast?
Well, that's a good question. So if you go to my website, alistluxuryestatemanagement.com, you can see where contact is, and you can send me an email. Even if you have questions, even if you sometimes I'm not the right person, I'm overkill, or, you need something different, feel free to reach out to me because I can make recommendations. I'm happy to help anyone, figure out what they need. And I come out and take a look at what if you ask me to, hey, come out and I'm having problems figuring out what kind of staff I need or what kind of vendor, or I'm having problems. A lot of times I get people out there that want me to evaluate, their housekeepers or whatever. Yeah. And so those are things that I can offer. But always feel free to reach out and get in touch with me, ask questions. I'm happy to help.
Perfect. We'll make sure and link that in the show notes for everyone to reference.
Thank you. And thank you for having me today. This was a great conversation.
Thank you for your time.
We appreciate the time.
Absolutely.
I know we love recommending you at Retsy.
And, thank you.
Because it's a reflection on us. The way you present yourself, the way you show up, the way you answer questions, and looking out for the client's best interest, it means a lot to us. So,
well, thank you. And I feel the same way about your company. I believe that I've never experienced a real estate company like yours before. You really put the client first and your ethics, and it just all shows. Everyone I've ever met represents you extremely well for those same values.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
That's really important to us.
Yep.
Good.
All right. Well, thank you again for your time.
Thank you.
Thanks, Beth.
That wraps up this week's episode of the Retsy Podcast. Thanks for listening. Check out the show notes to connect with Beth. If you enjoyed today's episode, take a moment to leave us a review wherever you listen to this podcast. And please subscribe so you never miss what's next. Next week, Chris and Matt are sitting down with Lisa Robinson, president at Pinnacle Insurance Consultants. Here's a sneak preview.
And that's what's interesting, too, is over the years, you don't have to do anything wrong to get sued. The amount of frivolous lawsuits that we see, high number, probably 30%. It used to be even higher. What I'm seeing now is that it's not as high because there are a lot of things going wrong in transactions. I don't know if agents aren't as diligent.
So after 5 years at Retsy, you could probably just go take the bar and pass it. Catch me if you can.
There you go. There you go.
How did you pass the bar? He's like, I took it. I studied for it and took it.